Hi, we have a bit of a more special video today, as we note that this is the finals of the season, but the MEN-etrics has offered to do something that I think will make the video a lot better. They are offering their point of view as well, so in this video we're gonna see my point of view and his point of view, so the video is definitely gonna be quite a bit longer. And don't worry, I'm not spoiling the match with what's playing right now. This is from week 1 when we last played each other. But yeah, shout out to them. You know, they have a great YouTube channel, great player, has hit rank 1 multiple times. I'll link them in the description. You know, the new regulation's gonna be coming out pretty soon. He's gonna have some teams that you're gonna want to steal from him. All right, I hope you enjoy. See you guys soon. All right, it's time for the finals of the season. Do these players look familiar to you? Because they should. It is a rematch of the last season. It's Lovering Landorus versus the Manly MEN-etrics. I came into this playoff sitting at 3 seed, starting off 0-3 on the season, and having to really just slowly crawl in back. And the Manly MEN-etrics started out hot and stayed hot, securing the 1 seed before even the final week happened. It's business as usual for them. Last encounter was actually the first match of this entire season. We were the opening game. I lost 2-0 to the Manly MEN-etrics. Very close game. The thing that was kind of discouraging is that I bolt striked Celesteela on the switch and OHKOing it, and I still lost. But definitely some adjustments have been made. And is he gonna bring adjustments? Sometimes he doesn't, so it's gonna be very interesting. Head-to-head career wins, I'm 2-5. What kind of stinks is I've lost the last 4, and I have never beaten the Manly MEN-etrics in a playoff match before. And if there's any time to do it, it's now. And our top mons from the regular season, mine was the Kieran Black at 13-6, and his with the Celesteela at 14-2. My Kieran Black has not been putting up much in the playoffs, and the Celesteela's only had like 1 game, and that game was kind of over before it started, just on like kind of like team preview against him and the Tiktu Tyrannotars. But yeah, I need to play better than I did last week. That is, I kind of got away with playing somewhere between bad and a really bad Pokemon. And last season in the finale when I played this person, I played terrible. I also played really bad, but I feel more, not ready, but I feel more calm, or like kind of just like mentally prepared instead of like physically team prepared. So I'll see you guys in a minute with my team. All right, here is going to be my team for me versus the Manly MEN-etrics. Before I talk about my team, I just want to point out something funny. Let's see, yesterday I had to update my Firefox because like some things weren't working properly, and all my teams from all the teams I've ever made on this had got deleted. So I kind of had to remake this team, which was funny. I remembered basically all of the teams, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but it's just kind of funny. And then also before recording, I had to update O3S, so like everything's just been kind of struggling just even get things started. But you know, get all the adversity out of the way now, and not when I play the game, right? All right, we have Rain Go Away, the Volcarona. This is only attacking move is Heat Wave. I put in a good amount of special attack here. I want to make sure that a +1 Heat Wave is gonna do a lot of damage and KO most things. I need to be wary about a couple things with Volcarona. I need to worry about Scrafty. Assault Vest makes the Scrafty eat moves super easily and has Rock Tomb. Landorus I gets Rock Tomb, and I've seen him use Rock Tomb before. So just some things I need to, just in general, just be worried about putting the Volcarona in the safe spot. And obviously Cresselia, that makes just using the, you know, we see a Quiver Dance, so then he clicks Trick Room, and then my increased speed is used against me. So those are the 3 months I have to worry about for the Volcarona. But outside of that, I feel pretty safe with it. You can see I'm bringing Sunny Day here. It's to mess with Politoed, and it also increases my Heat Wave damage. I can kind of just like, if I get the Volcarona in a good spot where he's like, oh shoot, I need to reduce this damage and just start putting pressure on something, I can put myself in the spot where I can use it against it and kind of shut down Politoed and just like make this even scarier. So only attacking moves Heat Wave. That is kind of scary because Celesteela exists and it could have Wide Guard. But if it has wide guarding It's not leech seeding, it's not attacking, so it's not the worst thing in the world. And I have some stuff planned for Celesteela. And that stuff is Cure in Black, Men's not hot. Ice type, can't be hot. Don't want to be hot. This is the exact same set that I brought against him week 1. Fusion Bolt to hit Celesteela. Outrage as just the big boy stab move that is neutral to everything besides Celesteela. And I have this coverage for the Celesteela. Ice Beam from Lando I. And Protect to keep it safe. And all of these have at least like 271, 272 speed. That makes it so that if the MEN-etrics gets its speed lowered by an Icy Wind, the max speed MEN-etrics not faster than my Kyurem on my Volcarona, or you're going to see it later, my Landorus. So yeah, this is meant to hit hard and it's meant to kill things. And now here is my Uxie set. This is the set that I've been... I don't know. This set I kind of putting a lot of stock into. I bring Stealth Rock, Toxic U-Turn, Helping Hand. Almost all of its bulk is going to special defense. And Stealth Rock, the team pivots a lot. It's got multiple Intimidate users. It's got switch on MEN-etrics. He likes switching. That's what the mainly MEN-etrics like to do. So Stealth Rock punishes that. It hits everything besides the Scrafty for neutral damage. So it's not bad. It also breaks a potential Focus Sash on the Lando I, which we've seen a lot over League. We have Toxic. Toxic is to punish the passive Pokemon. Things like the Cresselia mostly. Or even like Politoed when it's not in a favorable spot. Obviously we need to worry about Toxic because it doesn't do anything against Celesteela. U-Turn? U-Turn is the move I'm giggling to myself about. Reason why I'm running U-Turn is so this mon job is to take special hits. That's what it does, and it does it very, very well. It makes Politoed look laughable. It makes Landorus look laughable because it's also, it also has Levitate, so it can't get Earth powered and it doesn't have any coverage for Landorus. So, I bring this out. I be annoying with Toxic and Helping Hand and Stealth Rock. Once I don't think the Uxie is in a good spot, where I want to pivot to something else, I U-turn. And the reason why I gave it less speed is because I want the Uxie to be the one that's taking the hits before U-turning, except against Scrafty. And this Uxie is still faster than Scrafty. The mirror. Oh, okay. Let me make sure that I actually given this an actual nature. Oh my gosh, that would have been a disaster. Minus special attack. There we go. We got the mirror, the Landorus Therian. It's the mirror because he also has the Landorus. This is pretty similar to what I brought in week 1. There are 2 changes. One, I put the extra stat points into special defense instead of HP. I'm not really scared of physical attacks for this Landorus. His team doesn't really have many. It's like Scrafty and like Celesteela, which those mons don't particularly concern me taking damage for this. And the second is that I got rid of superpower for Explosion. I don't know if I'm ever going to have the balls to click Explosion, I'm going to be real with you. But if there's a scenario where I see the Scrafty, something like Scrafty Cresselia at middling HP, and both these mons I probably don't have Protect, and my Landorus is just kind of on a good spot, I'll Protect Explode. I want to Protect and Explode. Get rid of those 2 mons. Those are 2 mons that can annoy me. Something like that. No. Otherwise, pretty standard. Little Footsies. The Hariyama. This is a pretty standard Assault Vest set. Fake Out for support. Close Combat for my Stab. Knockoff for End Removal and Disruption. Also take Cresselia. And Ice Punch for specifically Landorus I. And as you can see, I have given this more speed. More speed than you'd think a Hariyama should get. Meaning more than 0. This is enough to outspeed no speed Scrafty and no speed Celesteela. If I could catch him off guard with either a faster Fake Out or I close combat the Scrafty before it does anything, that could be pretty big here. And here we have Megalodios. Pretty standard set. Draco Meteor for the big nuke, Icy Wind for some speed control, mostly for Lando I, and Mega MEN-etrics. Thunderbolt to try to hit Celestial at least a little bit and protect. I am putting in less stock in him bringing Plasmatoad. He's only brought it once, and the one time he did bring it, he lost. So I'm just gonna assume he's not gonna bring it. He brought Energy Ball last time. This is enough speed to outspeed Landorus. Rest in his special attack and bulk. All right, I'll see you soon. All right, first thing I noticed, he's brought the same 6. He's brought the 6 I prepared for. That's like kind of good because I prepared for it. It's also kind of bad because the other ones are probably a lot worse. Pokemon I'm really considering for really play against for leads is Landorus, Scrafty, Cresselia, MEN-etrics. And I think I'm gonna do Uxie Hariyama.
Nick's a pretty good player, so he's gotten like 2,200 or 2,300 on random battles, so he's like a pretty good player. We're playing him with this team. It says subscribe to Pokemon Cooked League on YouTube because I'm really good at making nicknames. Okay, Nick's got Volcarona, Kieran Black. The Kieran Black's probably mixed like with Ice Beam and then also Fusion Bolts. Fusion Bolt, I actually learned it ignores Lightning Rod from MEN-etrics, so that's going to be kind of a big deal. But looking at Nick's team, I think a combination of Landorus and MEN-etrics would be pretty good. I think worst case scenario is he leads Hariyama, Volcarona, clicks Fake Out, and Quiver Dance, but I think I'll be able to cover for that. I got Scrafty as a nice switch in. Yeah, it's not looking too bad for me right now. Not Cress, and then the Hariyama. Okay, so I'm thinking here we could actually just hard switch out into Scrafty, immediately Mega, and then probably Volt switch out. Or we could just protect, right? Yeah, no, I think we Volt switch out in the Hariyama. I'm not really too concerned about the Uxie just because I got Celesteela and Cresselia, which both kind of wall it, so I could just set up like Leech Seeds on it, and then like Crest could set up with Calm Minds in front of it. So I'm not too concerned. I just have to make sure I always keep something on the field that has a rock move, just so I could deny Volcarona from setting up a Quiver Dance, because if I don't deny that, then I can run into a lot of issues out of the blues.
Okay, this is already a little awkward. There's a couple things I can do here. I can Stealth Rock, Ice. I want to Ice Punch the Landorus, and I'm going to assume it is. Do I not get up Stealth Rock then? I could also fake. Maybe I just fake out Landorus and Stealth Rock. That gets rid of Sash. And I'm not that scared of what MEN-etrics can do. So I think I'm going to Stealth Rock and just fake out Landorus here.
So that we really have to avoid. So yeah, we're going to just hard switch in Scrafty, get an Intimidate, get a double Intimidate, make Hariyama not hit as hard. Volt switch out, which is good. I'm thinking we actually bring Crest and start clicking Calm Mind. Oh, Nick's going to send out Stealth Bar. Okay. I think he did this just because I do tend to click... I do tend to switch in and out a lot, so he's probably trying to deny that. So I'm thinking here we just Calm Mind, click Knock Off into the not Crest, which is... Oh god, wait, is that Uxie or is that... Yeah, that's Uxie, right? Okay, I always mix up the Legendary Trio. so yeah, but we're going to knock off. This should... I think it might just miss out on the kill, but we'll do a lot of damage. I'm not too worried about the Hariyama. It's -2. And then if we get a Calm Mind off, then that's really, really good for us. All we really need is like 1 or 2 Calm Minds, and then Crest could actually start doing some pretty decent damage. And then on the special side, it'll become really hard to kill. So that'll make Volcarona, and then... Well, it won't make Volcarona have a hard time against it, but it will have a harder time at least killing it.
Okay, I want a U-turn. That's for sure. It's just, what do I want to U-turn? It's just, what do I U-turn into, and then what do I do with this Hariyama? Unfortunately, I am not going to get the Toxic off the Crafty. This is already awkward. I could also help in combat, which would be ridiculous.
And then it will be really, really good for the Latios. So, yeah, we're looking okay right now. I think the Uxie can, it can probably, I think it does learn Dazzling Gleam, but, I mean, this is an Assault Vest Scrafty, so I'm not too worried about dying right now. I just want to save it at the bare minimum to at least maybe get me off one more Intimidate, specifically on the Kira. I'm not really the Landorus. I'm not too scared about that one, just because Cress and then Celesteela both kind of wall it. And also, my Politoed is Scarfed, so we can outspeed and just Ice Beam it, unless he's running Scarf himself, but not too concerned. But yeah, Nick, if he pivots in and out here and then just like gets in the right pieces, then we could really run into some issues. So I got to be careful because Nick is really good at repositioning. So
he could Ice Beam the Hariyama, but I am thick fat, and that would be like an absolute ridiculous play to make. So I'm just gonna assume he's not gonna make that ridiculous play. I think I want to U-turn Cresselia, and then I know that part. It's just how do I want, and then what do I switch my Hariyama into? And I think it could be Kyurem. I don't mind Kyurem at all. Maybe it's just Kyurem. At the next turn. Yeah, I think so. And then I switch back out to Hariyama. Man, this Cresselia is a little worrying, that the fact that I got a Calm Mind up, but it is what it is, as they say. Knockoff, that's fine. Okay. My Assault Vest is gone, which is way less fine.
So, yeah, there's Kyurem Black. We're going to be able to get off a quick Calm Mind. And then Nick's going to just U-turn. That's a really good play. I didn't know, actually, Uxie learned U-turn, so yeah, the more you know, I guess. Yeah. If anything, like, if I was him, I would actually probably switch in. If I was him, I would switch in Landorus, right? Oh, no, he actually switches in Hariyama. Okay, that's fine. They're able to do a little bit of damage there. We can... I could hard switch and get the Kyurem down to -1. And I could just Psychic the Hariyama, right? Yeah, no, I think this will be okay. There's most likely going to be, like, I think a Fake Out into the Crest and then a Fusion Bolt probably into Scrafty, but regardless, we still are going to get an Intimidate off.
Yeah, me losing Assault Vest is actually really bad there. Especially because he come. Do I just click Outrage? I may just want to Fake Out Outrage here. I think so. I wish that did a little bit more, truthfully.
Yeah. So we're going to bring in MEN-etrics, get that Intimidate, which affects both Pokemon. There is a Fake Out into Crest, which I did expect, and an Outrage into Crest. Oh god, that actually did a lot of damage. It is locked into Outrage. I think right now we're just going to Volt Switch and actually just... We can Volt Switch back out into Scrafty, right? But... I think we actually want to double up into Kyurem. Get rid of this thing, because that's the biggest like damaging piece on Nick's team. Like this thing does a lot of damage. I was not expecting an outrage there, but thank goodness we did switch into MEN-etrics. So yeah. Yeah, let's double up into Kiram. Because also the other thing is Kiram can't protect this turn because it is locked in. Hariyama most likely will either switch out, or if it doesn't, then it's at -2, and then we're like sitting okay. So yeah. I mean, I could also Volt Switch on Hariyama as well, but I am worried that that slot could switch into Landorus, so that's why I'm just not doing it, because if Nick switches into Landorus for that slot right now, then I could actually be in a lot of trouble. So that's why it is just the smartest play to go after Kiram here, even though it is very tempting to click the Volt Switch into the Hariyama.
I imagine he does something like Volt Switch my Kiram into something. Probably Scrafty. Or Celesteela. And then something. I hope I can confuse after this outrage is the only thing I've concluded here. I think maybe it's just Volcarona here. And that like puts him in a spot where like he wants to throw a rock move at Volcarona. Beats Psychic pretty well. It's good chip. It's good chip. Okay, I got confused. It's actually so good for me.
So, yeah. And also the other good thing is even though Nick did set up the rocks, I do have a lot of recovery on the team with like Drain Punch on Scrafty. I have double leftovers on Cress and then Celesteela. And then Celesteela also gets set up Leech Seed, and I could switch in other partners to kind of absorb all that. So that's pretty good. Yeah, we could just bring in Scrafty here. Click an Ice Beam, which would be pretty good. Here's an Outrage. That does way more damage than I thought. I wasn't expecting that. I did not think that would actually do that much. That's actually way too much damage. I could fake out the Kiram and set up Trick Room, right? Would that be too bad for me? I mean, the Hariyama could take advantage of it, but I mean, he still would have to deal with a Cress. Yeah, I'm gonna fake out in Trick Room, and then next turn I'll Rock Tomb Volcarona, and then probably just Psychic the Kiram slot. I think Kiram here most likely will like switch out probably into Hariyama to threaten a fake out on the next turn.
I need to keep this Kiram safe for Celesteela. That's for sure. How stupid is Quiver Dancing here? I think it's pretty stupid. Do I protect Cresselia now? I'm not Cresselia. Uxie. And then I get the E-turn train going again? Maybe. I think so. Trick Room is kind of not the worst.
But at the same time, it did also so much damage that maybe he would be tempted to keep it in, but he just keeps an Uxie. So we do make the right play here. He does protect Volcarona. He's probably fearing the Rock Tomb. And we set up Trick Room, which is really, really nice. Yeah, I think now we're just going to knock off the Uxie and then just Ice Beam the Uxie. Yeah, I think this is the best play. I think Nick, if anything, he's probably scared of a potential Rock Tomb into Volcarona. So I'm thinking like there's going to be a switch out into probably Landorus in that slot. So we're just going to double up into Uxie just to kind of hopefully pick up a knockout here. And then if we could get rid of this Uxie, then it will just give Nick less options as far as like pivot tools. So yeah. So we're gonna do this. Yeah, I think this is just the best play. I also don't know if this Uxie would have Protect, just because if Nick has Stealth Rocks, then that means he probably replaced Protect for that move in particular, and then probably has coverage for the last two moves. At least that's my guess. Like I don't really know. Nick can pull out some crazy sets sometimes that can really throw people off. I know he's done it to me in the past, so I'm just like, oh man. The big thing is, I think we really need to preserve Politoed and Landorus, just because with Politoed, if I set up Rain, then that means Volcarona won't do as much damage with Heat Wave, meaning Landorus could just Rock Tomb and kill it. So we just gotta be aware of that, which would be pretty nice. So yeah. Also, if that Kyurem does click Outrage again, then that means I could kind of bring in Celesteela pretty safely, which is also another good thing. So that is something to keep a watch out for, which is pretty good.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to get knocked off here, which stinks. But I think it just kind of has to be done at this point. I could double switch. It's not terrible. Unfortunately, my Hariyama was probably faster than the Scrappy. I did speed creep it, and that's kind of biting in the butt right now. How stupid is it to, like, Quiver Dance? U-turn. And then I start getting Fake Out going. How stupid is... I kind of don't hate that. Does helping a Heat Wave? No way that kills. That would be... Well, I do have the Berry. So first turn I Quiver Dance, second turn I... Well, no, then I get Rock Move again next turn. No, then well, if I go to Hariyama, I don't. I want to Toxic... No, I gotta Toxic this fucking... I gotta Toxic this Cresselia, or else it just won't never die. Well, that's not true. I do have knockoff. I don't know. I'm gonna Quiver Dance Toxic, and then next turn you turn? That did a lot more than I wanted it to.
So the reason I'm clicking Ice Beam into Uxie is just because in case Landorus comes in, and also if the Latios comes in, I could just KO them as well. So not too many pieces for that slot to be switching in. So yeah, we're gonna do a good chunk of damage. That's awesome. He's gonna Toxic the Crest. That's actually pretty cool. I did not know that I got Toxic. Yeah, so he's gonna just Quiver Dance. I think right now we're just gonna actually Rock Tomb and Psychic into the Uxie.
Protect. Okay, let me just make sure I have the speed Pierce correct. No, I do not. Let's see, Landorus. Let's see, how much did that Ice Beam did? 22. That's bad. That's like too much. I think I tried to... I have Thick Bat. Yeah, if he Ice Beams, I'm fine. And then I... He Psychic. That's bad. Okay, dang.
But yeah, I'm thinking now Nick's probably potentially feeling like, oh man, maybe he doesn't have Rock Tomb on this Scrafty just because I didn't go after the Volcarona these other turns. So, yeah. So I'm feeling okay about this. Oh, never mind. Nick played me there like a fiddle. Okay, but that is good that we clicked Psychic into Uxie because most likely Hariyama is going to be coming out here. So that's pretty good. That's pretty solid. Well, actually, it could be Landorus for the Intimidate, so that's another thing. But if we do get off Rock Tomb, then that means that we can just kind of neutralize the Volcarona speed for the turns when Trick Room does end, which is pretty nice. So yeah, but He can't really switch in Hariyama. If he switches in Kiram, then it'll probably be close to getting knocked out. At least it will be like in the range of Life Orb damage and so on and so forth. But yeah, there's Hariyama. We're going to be able to pick it up, so that's actually a huge deal right there. I think Nick on this turn most likely is going to have to bring in Landorus just to get Intimidate, and then he's going to probably hard switch it out. So that's good for us. That's really good. So yeah, we pick up the KO there. Is there anything else that I need to think? Is there anything else that I'm missing? I think that's like the big thing. So we did a lot of damage. Okay, there's Landorus. I think Landorus right now is just like a kind of bait tool. We're gonna just immediately Psychic and Rock Tomb Volcarona regardless. Because Landorus, I think I have enough pieces in the back to beat it. I don't think the combination of Rock Tomb though and Psychic will probably kill Volcarona, but it will do a nice enough chunk where it should be in range of other pieces on my team. So yeah, I think that's important to just note at this point in time. Man, this Toxic on the Crescent's pretty annoying. I gotta be honest with you guys, but yeah.
I do want to Intimidate. Yeah, I think Quiver Dance again to fight off the Rock Tomb. And then switch to Latios, maybe? I think I Quiver Dance Latios.
Okay, there is Latios. There's the Rock Tomb. That does a nice chunk. We do drop his speed. That is Citrus Berry. Okay, so that's actually good to know. And then we also do a nice chunk to the Volk here. I think we just Rock Tomb the Volcarona again and just click Calm Mind. Chances are there's a double protect here. And if I do click the Calm Mind, then that could allow me another turn to set up another Trick Room. Not another... yeah, it actually does allow me to set up another turn of Trick Room just because I'll be bulky enough to take 2 special hits with a +2 crest, even though the Toxic is kind of like slowly whittling away. So it'll give me another opportunity at Trick Room, which I think is a really big deal.
Oh, you got the special defense drop? That's really bad. Ugh. That's so bad, actually. That's so bad. Oh, now I probably died to, like, a rain boosted. Oh, that's so bad. What if I don't... No, I have to protect. That's so stupid. Alright. So... it's just, what do I do with this Latios? Dude, I want to send in the Kyurem if I can safely, but I really cannot. Maybe I just try to sack Cresselia? Not get knocked off or something? Oh my god, I hit protect. Oh my gosh, whatever. He's double stayed in, which is very good. Okay. And I also didn't Mega Evolve because I misclicked.
Okay, there's a protect. There's a protect. Get off double Calm Mind. We're gonna just Rock Tomb and Trick Room. Yeah, I think we'll Rock Tomb and Trick Room. Yeah. Oh, actually, maybe we switch in Politoed. You know, reduce the damage of the Volcarona and then just Trick Room. Do you think that would be better? Yeah, no, I think that would be better. reduce the damage. If Nick does double into Crest, then he's kind of forced to go for Draco, meaning he'll have to lower his special attack, which would be a really, really huge deal. So yeah, we're going to do this instead.
I'm going to Heat Wave, and I think I bring out Celesteela here. I mean, not Kieran Black. So I can check for funny business. Because I'm scared of Wide Guard for the Celesteela. And I missed. Oh my god, that did nothing. Dude, that literally did nothing. Oh, that's so bad.
Yeah, there's Kiram. That's totally fine. There's Heat Wave. Crest should be able to live that now. Trick Room. Amazing. I think Crest will probably go down to Toxic. Yep. And now we bring in Scrafty. Get the Intimidate, and now we should be able to click Scalds and then Drain Punch into Kiram. So yeah, I mean, I could click Fake Out here, but I just think getting the immediate damage up first is probably the biggest deal. So yeah, we get up the Trick Room. That's really, really big for us. It was a smart move on our end, so yeah. So, all right, so we made a really good play there. I think that was probably the best play I've made all game.
Oh, that miss stinks. Oh, and I can't... I'm running out of ways to kill the Celesteela. No! Oh my gosh, really? He's Calm-Minded again, that's why. I forgot he was +2. Oh, if I just Draco'd! Oh no. Okay. I was so scared of trying to play perfect. I didn't play good. I'm just gonna double protect for information. I mean, I might as well click Sunny Day here, right? I don't think getting...
So we're still going to Scald and click Drain Punch. I don't want to click Rock Tomb into Volcarona just because it can miss, and then that could be quite disastrous for me. If Nick does switch out Volcarona, then he loses all the boost, and then something's going to take a good chunk of damage and have a potential of getting burned. I wonder what Nick's going to do on this play. I'm thinking like he switches out into Landorus for the Kiram, and then... Oh, he actually switches out Latios. Okay, that's I'm okay with that. Get a little bit of damage back, and then we should be able to get rid of Volcarona, and that's awesome. Okay, great. So we got rid of the biggest threat to my entire team, which is a huge, huge deal. Yeah, that's actually like really big for us. We're not out of the woods yet, though, because Nick could just very well still bring in Kiram and then click Protect with it and then attack with Latios. So it's going to be like a 50-50, but what I could... Actually, would I want to bring in MEN-etrics? I mean, there's only 2 turns of Trick Room left, so, like, even if, like, the next turn doesn't go too well, it should still be fine, just because I could stall out the last turn of Trick Room Protect and then have the fastest stuff on the field after that. Although I don't know if Nick has Tailwind on the Latios. Yeah, so we have to keep that in mind.
Hopefully he just, like, does something silly. No. Okay. An Earthquake and Mega Evolve Thunderbolt, I guess.
Alright, there's Landorus. I think I'm going to Scald Landorus and then probably just actually hard switch into Celesteela just because it can't... Like, I think if anything here, he's probably going to use the Landorus to, like, U-turn on the Scrafty, but then obviously Celesteela won't take that, and then if he doubles, then Celesteela should take both moves pretty nicely. There's an Earthquake. Okay, so that's good to know. It's going to do a lot of damage to Politoed. There's a Thunderbolt. Okay, so that Did a good chunk. Yeah, we can bring in Scrafty now. I think what we do is we just double up into Landorus with a knockoff and a heavy slam. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what we do. Latios most likely is going to protect here. At least that's what I'm thinking. And then let's say Nick switches out the Landorus, then something gets killed by knockoff. If he doesn't, then Landorus should, I think, go down to both of these attacks right now, which would be a big deal. I was not expecting the Thunderbolt, though, on the Latios, but he does protect it. Really big for us. We're going to Heavy Slam. Knockoff's going to be able to kill, which is fantastic.
That did more than I wanted it to. That killed! That did so... Oh my gosh, I didn't think that would kill. Fudge, it's so Drover, guys. I feel like I'm just guessing at this point. It's like Fusion Bolt. Usually can KO Celesteela. My conclusion is like Draco Scrafty Protect? How stupid is that? Like, Draco hits... Like, all I'm trying to figure out is if Scrafty's gonna stay in or not. Like, my brain's trying to tell me this thing, but, like, I feel like the Scrafty doesn't switch. I mean, does he think... It's like, does the Celesteela protect? Like, I can't let this Kyurem die. My gut's telling me to do it, so I'm gonna protect Draco.
I think we actually knock off the Latios. There's a very good chance that Nick just Fusion Bolts into Celesteela. I'm going to just protect Celesteela's turn. Next turn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring him MEN-etrics, Snarl, hard switch out Celesteela into Landorus to take the potential Fusion Bolt. And then if he locks himself into Outrage, and that means Celesteela is very free to kind of come in. Alright, there's a Protect. Okay. Alright, he goes after Scrafty. Alright, we bring him MEN-etric, get an Intimidate.
Well, I got the call right. That's something.
And then here I think we actually double up into... We double up into the Kyurem, just because now this Latios is at minus special attack. If he goes after the Celesteela, then it'll take Life Orb damage plus the Snarl damage, and then also the Latios will lose its special attack stat, and then we can just keep clicking Snarl. So I think actually we should be okay, barring that we don't miss. That was a good read by Nick, though. Like, that was a really good Draco to get rid of Scrafty.
And now this, now I sack Oopsie. And oh, the problem is now my Latios doesn't do anything. Shit. Right, that's bad. And I missed again.
So, but yeah, I think actually this would be the smartest play. He's probably very tempted to... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wait a burger flipping minute. Switch out? Oh my goodness, no, we don't get him. Okay, I still think we click Snarl and then Heavy Slam into Kyurem.
This is Jover, chat. Unless I crit with Draco. Which I guess could happen. I crit with Draco, I win. I did not. And that is another second place for yours truly. It didn't even KO. It usually KOs. He could be more defense boost investment. I don't.
Kiram. Okay, so we survive. Fusion bolts. Oh my goodness, Celesteela actually takes that. You king. Do we win? Okay, we win. Oh man. Oh, that was really close. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, so that was a really good game to Nick. Nick is a really great player, and also he does a great job at running the Pokemon Cook League channel. I really highly recommend subscribing to it. So, but yeah, that's all I got for you. I think this makes it my 3rd win in the league, so that's like pretty sick. So we got the triple crown, but I will see you all next time, and have a good day.
The Turbo Heat Wave with Volcarona and Switch was wrong on when it came back. I wanted to like try to cover everything, and I just forgot that Politoed switch in plus Heat Wave just won't kill Cress. If I just like, I don't know what would be better there. Probably just attack Cress with something, and then I would figure out the stuff next turn later. But yeah, I'm not happy that I lost. Like, obviously I'm not, but like, I'm not crashing out over it. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe how I feel. Is the term empty? It could be empty. But, yeah, I got outplayed. Again. I've lost to the mainly MEN-etrics Jack 5 straight times. I have lost in the playoffs 4 times, so not great. The Hariyama being faster really bit me in the ass. I don't think it was a bad call to make my Hariyama faster. I just need... Maybe it was. It didn't throw him off. I never even like tried to close combat the... Getting knocked off on my Assault Vest stunk. Maybe there's a way to play around that, but... I have nothing else. I'm just saying nothing at this point. I'll see you guys another time. Bye. And, oh yeah. This was, I had fun this season, I guess. I'll be back. We'll be back. I promise you that. When? A few months, maybe? Maybe we'll get a video or two that isn't about, like, actual gameplay. But, yeah, I hope to see you guys again, where, we go through the same story and dance. Bye.